Hey guys, it's Kelsey, and I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this one is for the Secret at Secret Kit Club's party weekend. We had to use, it was for their Once Upon a Time in Hollywood challenge. We had to use a life lesson or a quote from a Disney movie as our inspiration, and I just happened to be up to these photos to scrapbook chronologically, so I was trying to think about a Disney quote that I could incorporate. For you, those of you who have not seen this video already, in which these photos took place, this is when Marcus and I did the last dab challenge, which is where you eat this super hot sauce. It was over 2 million Scoville units. It's hotter than the pepper. It's called Pepper X. They haven't named it yet, but it's hotter than the Carolina Reaper, which up until Pepper X was known as the hottest pepper in the world. So we tried the last dab, we filmed it, and it is on YouTube. I will link it in the description, and I'll probably put in a clip at the end of this just so you can see if you want to bother watching it. But it was fun, we survived, and I had to document it. So I was trying to figure out what Disney kind of thing I could use for this, and because it was so hot and a little bit painful, I thought it would be kind of funny if I used Peter Pan in a sarcastic way. So basically what I did was I googled Disney quotes, and this was one of the first ones that came up, and it said think happy thoughts from Peter Pan. So I thought that was super appropriate because that's kind of something someone says when someone's in pain or uncomfortable. Just think happy thoughts. It'll get you through it. So I'm trying to use that as my inspiration. I was also kind of inspired by my products. I have this 12 by 12 that's more of a scenic paper, but it was nighttime. You can see the stars, and it kind of gave me that Peter Pan vibe too, in the way that they fly up into the night sky and such. So that's just what I'm rolling with. And I definitely wanted to pull some orange in on this one, some orange or red or something, but I needed something that kind of referenced that fire and that heat. So I think having this background that already introduces some subtle orange, and then pulling in some more of these other papers. This is from Die Cuts with a View Lively Geos. That also had some oranges in it too, so I'm just going to try and bring pops of orange in where I can, just because I really feel like that's necessary when you're talking about hot sauce. I think of orange when I think of hot food for whatever reason. And again, I'm just inking everything in black. So I am down to scraps in this paper pad. I'm going to pull in a lot of teals just because that's a lot of the paper I had to work with. But I was really going for the oranges on this one, so I'm going to try and balance it, but definitely make sure that there's orange represented. So first there's this teal I had a big chunk of, so I matted both my photos in white, matted both of them in a white and teal geometric pattern, and then now I'm going to mat them on this larger teal of a hexagon pattern. And I think that's a nice base for my layers. And then I want to layer these photos together and then put some clusters and papers behind the both of them as one unit to create this little photo cluster down here in the bottom right hand corner. I really wanted it down here over these mountains. I wanted you to be able to kind of see the mountains peeking over them, but it was more important that you really had this big night sky above the photos, and I'm thinking that's where I'll do my title and my journaling up there. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want these photos layered, and then you can see a couple scraps. I don't have that much orange, but I have this orangey coral here in a couple strips. I think was a branding strip, but I'm going to try and tuck that on top and bottom of these photos to create hopefully what looks like a larger chunk, a square mat behind that. And then I'm going to go through my stash and pull in a couple more pieces. This layout came together pretty quickly. I love Secret Not Secret Kit Club party weekends because there's something like over 30 challenges in a weekend and lots of inspiration, lots of lives with a lot of talented people. So I always feel like I'm super productive, and I haven't been able to play along the past couple months with party weekend. Either I'm out of town or working or whatever, so I was actually off the Friday that this weekend started, so I jumped in with a bang and was so productive. I can't remember the last time I was this productive scrapbooking. So I'm still in my jam. It's actually still party weekend as I'm voiceovering this, but I feel like I needed to take a break because I did something like over 10 layouts so far, and I need to get some of these videos edited and uploaded so I can clear out more space for more videos. So that'll be fun. I put in that kind of multicolored geometric layer, which again kind of pulled in the orange and the teal together, but it also introduced gray. So then I went back and added a gray layer, which I thought would be a really nice soft layer leading into this darker background. So that's pretty much my paper layers. I'm going back with this teeny tiny scrap of this bright orange. I just wanted that orange pulled in a little bit more, so I'm just going to have that tiny skinny strip running over the top of both photos, and I think that's really cool as a little like anchoring point for all of this. And I think it's kind of unexpected just having that little strip layer on top. I know it might look awkward to some people, but I really actually enjoyed what that added to this page, and it actually lines up with the horizon in the background. So I just thought that worked out really well. Sorry, Billy's on the bed with me if you hear rustling in the background. But yes, so got that glued down, and now my paper layers are done. I'm pulling in my little white foam alphabet again. This alphabet, I have gotten a ton of titles out of this. I can't believe it keeps on going, and I definitely want to get quite a bit more on this one. It was important for me to have hashtag the last dab on here somewhere, because that's the name of this challenge if you want to search people doing this challenge. So I wanted to make sure I had that incorporated on here, but I definitely wanted Think Happy Thoughts from the challenge and from my inspiration to be my title. So I'm going to try and get both of them on here using this sheet, and I was running out of letters, so I did have to Frankenstein a couple of them. I had to turn some F's into some E's and some I's into some H's, but I think it worked out okay. So I'm just having hashtag the last dab down here on the bottom right. And then I will go back and I will have Think Happy Thoughts in the upper left. That way I think the title and that white font kind of balances itself across the page, but the longer title will kind of drag your eye up to the top where my journaling is going to be as well. And that's going to help fill in some of that dark space. I don't want to do too much up there because I like having that open night sky. But I think that'll be a nice way to kind of finish it off, because I do want your focal point to go to these photos and these oranges, but with the dark background, I thought it was nice having everything in kind of white. And with me wanting to add more white, I still have a couple of these awesome die cuts that Ronnie sent me, so I'm tucking one in there. I really like how that white and that geometric kind of plays off of the other geometric patterns that are already in these paper pad, or these papers. It is a paper pad, but now that that's on there, I'm going to add the Think Happy Thoughts, and I'm going to do some journaling up there. So it just takes me a minute to kind of get all of that down. You can also see I'm out of A's, so I had to flip a V upside down for happy. And I thought about going in and cutting some foam to have the dash in the A, but actually these letters are so tiny, it reads really easily as an A without that, so I'm just going to leave it how it is. But you can see where I'm trying to get these H's in by using these I's, so that took a second to kind of finagle those little bits. But I'm pretty happy with how it's coming along. It's pretty simple. I love these pages that are kind of come together quickly because they're fun but also like satisfying. So let's see, getting those down. You see my head come in frame. I forgot. I think I cut a Z apart for the little extra bits because I always have Z's left over on my sticker sheet. So I figured I could use that for my H's. There we go. You can definitely see that they're Frankensteined, but you know, it is what it is. So got my title down, and I'm going to go in with my journaling. I'm going to draw some lines just because I know myself, and it's going to go crooked if I don't, and I just didn't feel like doing the washi thing or whatever. I actually thought white lines would be nice up here because it'd drag your eye up there a little more just because the white is, you know, lighter even though it's going on a darker paper. So I'm going to just write out pretty much what I already kind of told you. It just says, Marcus and I love watching, but first we feast. YouTube interviews where celebrities answer questions while eating hot wings. I decided to surprise Marcus with the Last Dab hot sauce, which is the hottest sauce on the show at over 2 million Scovilles. So yeah, it's really funny. I actually, in that video, I linked that channel, and it's really funny. They do a bunch of different celebrities do interviews, and they kind of do a increasing scale of hot wings. Like they do like 10 different wings in escalating heat, and the very last wing, which is the hottest one, is the Last Dab. So that's why I wanted to get that, but it's really funny. I'm trying to remember some of my favorites. Marcus loved Shia LaBeouf's interview. I really like there's a couple people like from Australia and a couple people from England that did it, and they could not hold their spice. It was really funny. Like Margot Robbie did it, and like Gordon Ramsay, and it's just really funny seeing them eat these really hot wings. But now that my journaling's down, I wanted a finishing touch, and these super cute acrylic hearts I just picked up from redefinecreative.com. That's creative with a K, and I wanted to use them right away, so I just got a couple of them on this page as well. But I think here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and then like I said, I'm going to roll a couple clips from that video where we tried this hot sauce in case you want to watch it. The video link's in the description. Bye! He doesn't trust me.
I did my own dab.
Oh, he did so
I did
much.
my own dab. I should have did that. Ah!
Show them how much you put on there. That's not even all of it. Some of it spilled off. Oh, are you gonna eat that?
I did my own dab. I have to do my own dab.
Are you gonna eat that?
Yeah.
Oh!
Waste not. Oh, Lord.
Oh, it creeps up so fast, though. I thought they said it was a slow burn. You feel it. Oh, it's so hot. I'm getting so red and sweaty.